the 2020 Democrat candidates lining up to kiss the ring of Al Sharpton. Check this out.
The Democratic candidates seem to think he really is. Watch them kiss his ring at an event this spring.
The head of NAN, who is truly right now the steward of the ongoing movement for civil rights and justice in our country, and that's the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Being on the forefront in the fight against racism and for social justice. Al, thank you so much for all that you're doing.
I know that Reverend Sharpton takes his platform seriously. This is not the place for talk. This is the place for action.
People like Reverend Sharpton, who has never stopped fighting for social justice.
And Rev, I cannot thank you enough for your years of friendship, your years of leadership.
I want to say to Reverend Al Sharpton, thank you for leading. Thank you for speaking out. Thank you for showing us a way.
There you have it. The modern Democratic Party so distorted by race guilt that Al Sharpton seems like a moral leader.
So I can't believe that we are still living in a time where people have to line up to kiss the ring of Al Sharpton, where candidates, instead of, you remember when candidates used to go door to door? If they wanted to talk to a specific constituency, they would just go to the area where that constituency lived and knocked on their doors and says, hey, what's the problems facing your neighborhood, black people? Instead, they still go to race pandering, race pimp, poverty pimp, Al Sharpton, who has made millions off the suffering and poverty, off of highlighting the suffering and poverty of black people, but never actually changing the suffering. Oh God, I'm preaching the suffering and poverty of black people. So he's made millions of just highlighting it, made millions of race baiting. Hey, this guy's racist. Every Democrat candidate, since I don't know when, since they've been taking advantage of this whole, the Republican Party being racist, or they say the Republican Party is racist, they call on Al Sharpton to play that role for them. Hey, man, I need you to go rally the blacks again. Let them know, I need to speak with them. Let's call our overseer. Hey, Al. Won't you go ahead and get the blacks all in the room so we can come speak to them for a photo op? Talk to them about a few little things, right? But ain't nothing finna change for them, right? You know what I'm saying? And this is what's been happening. Like, this continues to happen year after year after year after year, and we continue to keep falling for it. I don't know if y'all saw, Kamala Harris was there, Cory Booker was there, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Buttigieg, all of them. You know what I mean? All of them are there, pandering. Al Sharpton, who marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, who is supposed to be a reverend, right? But we ain't heard him preaching about nothing yet, right? Right? Just doing an MSNBC show, and you ain't heard him preaching, right? We need him to preach some truth. We ain't heard that in a long time, right? But for some reason, he was on all the FBI informant paper, all the FBI papers as that he was an informant for the FBI. Martin Luther King dies. Many of the people from the movement dies. Al Sharpton lives on and rich and wealthy. What a coincidence, right? Y'all know I've talked about these coincidences before. This seems to be a very, very big convenient coincidence. Like, I just don't understand why in a day and age where you can speak to people directly, whether it's via Facebook, Twitter, where you can speak to people directly even by going to the locations they are at, why none of these candidates haven't specifically tried to speak to us. And it's mostly because they have nothing else to offer us. These candidates have nothing else to offer you and me in Black America. What can they say? More of the change, right? They blame President Trump for every problem facing Black America and he's only been in office for the last 2 years. But many of them have been representatives and congressmen and senators and, and been in political positions of power for 30 and 40 and 50 years. I seen somebody say the other day that Maxine Waters and the guy out of Baltimore, Cummings, have been, in office for a total of over 50 years. And they blame Trump for the poverty and the crime going on in Black neighborhoods for the last 2 years only. But they've been in power for 50 years, right? So these are the things that are happening currently. I just thought that it was interesting watching these guys sit there and pander, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, we love you, brother Al. They all put on their Black accents when they got in there with us, right? Oh, we love you, brother Al. You heard Kamala, right? Kamala. You heard Kamala come out, right? Oh, yeah, we love you, Brother Al, and what you done for us in our community. Like, what has he done for us in our community? I just thought it was very interesting that even in 2019, you have candidates, bowing and kissing the ring of Reverend Al Sharpton. And I mean, that vows to say the stronghold and the power hold that he's created. And I call it gatekeepers, right? We got black gatekeepers, believe it or not, who will try to stop you. God, I'm finna preach. Who will try to stop you from entering certain doors and getting to certain heights for their own benefits, because the truth of the matter is it benefits them for us to be in poverty. It benefits them for us to rent instead of own. It benefits them for us to work instead of being employers, right? I'm preaching right now. It benefits these black poverty pimps, right, for you to be in a poor substandard condition, because if you were to ever come out of that condition, you would have no reason to vote for them anymore.